Hey there, intrepid listeners. Quick content advisory for this episode for implications of suicide and brief discussion of the topic. Thank you, and on with the show. I'm now just rolling through the book to see if there's anything else to point out, but I feel like there's some good stuff. Ooh, fire spice abyssal chicken kebabs.
I just feel like if we just keep saying this, Seid will be like, "I'll eat that. I'll eat that."
I probably would eat everything.
I'm just gonna read
book.
names.
And I am okay. I was like, I should eat something before we record. Nah, it'll be fine. I'll power through it hungry.
To be fair, we didn't eat anything before we started recording. Well, we did. We had a late lunch, but I'm hungry again
it's
already.
Lunchtime for me right now, so like,
yeah, that's right.
I'm starving.
I've only had coffee.
If that's the case, we probably should get started. Welcome to Undercooked Analysis.
We're hungry cooked analysis.
Yeah.
Thank you for leading us into that. Orc bacon. I'll put that away for now. Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing? Good. I hope you're all seated comfortably because it's time for my favorite podcast and yours. Undercooked Analysis. Tonight.
Yay.
Yeah. That was great. Hey, so tonight it's me as your MC. You have our other MC in Kaela.
Hello.
We have Seid.
Hi, I'm here. I haven't been here in a while, and I have to apologize because I had to bring my kid with me because I couldn't find a babysitter. Naru, do you want to say hi to your aunt and uncle?
Hi everybody.
It has been a little while since we've had your child on our show.
Yes.
Hopefully she behaves herself this time.
Yeah.
She better.
I never behave myself.
Last time we had Naru on, or Naruli, sorry. Or Naru, we call you Naru. Okay.
Yeah.
Was for Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah.
Technically, this will be Naru's first actual proper undercooked analysis.
I'm so sorry to everybody.
Don't apologize until after because that remains to be seen if you need to or not. It's all good. Hey,
well, I apologize forefront for my accent. There's a good chance you won't understand a thing I say.
Never apologize for your accent.
Not like I've ever butchered the Australian accent.
That's always my favorite.
Every time I try to do it, it's like Naru's going to hate me.
The amount of times it's actually come up and we've specifically been like, yeah, Naru, no one else will be bothered except Naru for some reason. Like other Australians would be like, oh, that's fine, but not Naru.
No.
Yeah, I'm the only one. I'll bring my wrath upon you. This is my UCA revenge.
Perfect.
We could be. It's kind of like there's always that like country, not country, fuck, like that continent or country or location asshole-ish things that we do. Like, I think there was a point I once asked Beth, like, hey, how cold does it get in Canada? And she was like, oh, we ride polar bears to the supermarket. And she's like, how warm does it get? And I'm like, we surf.
Yeah, we surf all the way to Venice Beach and back, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gnarly.
Cowabunga, y'all.
Totally tubular.
Copacetic. Oh.
Was it someone? Didn't someone recently describe New Zealand as like California except 50 years ago?
Oh yeah, that was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We went out with some family friends to a Thai place, and during the conversation came up that her daughter was in New Zealand, and she had said that New Zealand is just like California but 50 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, as we've stated before many times, California and Australia are like cousins in a lot of ways.
Yeah, very similar weather. Just California has a lot more people.
Yeah. We have about the same amount of people as you have in Australia. So
yeah,
the entirety of Australia is confined to this one state here.
Is it? You know what? I'm going to look that up now.
It's just about, at least.
You want to?
Well, while you're looking that up, why don't I introduce what we're reading tonight? How's that sound?
Do it, coward.
I will. God. This, everybody, is the return of our old friend, Oxygen Thief.
Yay!
We've always enjoyed their work on the show, and I still know very, very little about them, but that's okay.
We have more. So California has 39.5 million, whereas Australia has 25.69 million.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Actually, and it says here too that Canada has 38 million. We have more people here than Canada.
The entirety of Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We should just.
Damn.
Wow. Well, if we ever need to break away, like literally break away, we can go hang out with Canada and Australia.
Yeah, just float around between the two.
That'd be nice.
Or just go visit Seid. That's it. I just looked at the Oregon population. It's only 4.2 million.
Well, like majority of Oregon's population is like along the coast, and then there's like just a whole bunch of open area.
That's true.
Vast swaths of woodland. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Oxygen Thief has sent us a story. It's called Turning Over a New Leaf. And they sent the message, this is a first draft with some grammatical edits. I've been listening to your podcast for about 5 years, and that was something I realized this past week. I'm sorry if this comes across as weird. Nah, not at all. But I wanted to say this podcast has helped me through very rough points in my life. All the people in the community who send in their stories have inspired me to write and create for years now. I want to say thank you for this little surprise I get every 2 weeks.
That's so sweet.
I'm glad we can help Oxygen Thief. Like, honestly, it's the fact that you keep people, like, you keep sending us stuff that we're able to keep going as a podcast. We want to be a bastion for positivity in the horror community. God damn it. So I'm glad that this is making a difference. And again, it's that kind of feedback that helps buoy me. So, hey, if y'all have feedback for us, be cool like Oxygen Thief and let us know. We always appreciate it. Yeah. Anyway, turning over a new leaf. Should we dive right in?
How are we gonna do this?
Baby first.
That's fine.
Don't do that.
Let's go Naru, then Seid, since Seid did that. Then then Kaela, then me.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we go in age order, technically I'm younger than Seid. But no one says baby as Nauru though. Sorry, that's mean. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah. Baby's not impressed right now.
Mom, the Americans are ganging up on me.
Naru, Seid, me, you. That works.
That works.
Okay. Oh boy. I'm terrible at reading, so let's go. Something weird about children is that they find anything funny. Well, actually, let me correct that. Boys tend to find anything funny. Fart jokes, poop jokes, the death of a gorilla. Oh my god.
Dicks out for Harambe.
Oh shit.
Just the same.
Danny Trejo actually said was recruited by someone to go, hey, dicks out for Harambe.
Oh my god.
Just the same children can find things not funny at all, no matter how hard you try to make them laugh. Last month, I babysat my 6-year-old niece while my sister Joanne
yeah.
went out with her boyfriend. Ooh. And for the life of me, I could barely get the kid to smile after making jokes about the cartoon she liked that I didn't watch, or singing out-of-key Weezer songs that I thought she'd enjoy. Same though, same. Honestly, it wasn't a good idea, but later Joanne explained that Patricia was just shy and that she actually had a fun time and didn't show it. Oh, me. Maybe I'm
again, baby's not impressed.
Sorry.
Oh, good.
Ezra's climbing onto something that he shouldn't be, and I'm scared it's going to break glass.
Uh-oh.
Ezra, get down.
You have to watch so many children. I'm so sorry.
I do. Oh my god. All right.
Seid really is like the group mom.
Oh man,
the group parent in general. Group dad as well. Just all you're all the parent.
All the parent.
You're just the parent.
It's because I'm a Cancer Sun Virgo Moon, probably. Okay, she told me in a way that wasn't apologetic, but actually earnest. Patty feels bad about how introverted she is. Last year she was so quiet her entire birthday party, but once all the kids left, she was talking a mile a minute about how great a time she had. There was a pause, and my sister laughed like she was remembering something that was never worth worrying about. It's just the way she is.
Okay. This started out feeling like an aside, like a setup to something, but now I'm thinking this is going to be the main focus.
My sister's words had a tendency to stick in my mind long after she said them, which always bothered me a little since I was the older sibling. That's taking her for granted, though, because she was simply the more intuitive one. I don't think she really knew what those words did to me because Joanne knows how to move on and I don't. It took all I could to not keel over and gag on my couch. What would it have mattered? The fabric was already the collarbone.
Oh my God. That's an extreme reaction.
To basically, I don't know. Although, why is this bothering? The fact that this basically the child is so that's how the kid is. Or maybe it's the fact that it bothers our narrator that he couldn't, or they couldn't. We don't know what the gender is. Get the child to smile.
Mm-hmm. It felt like there was rubble in my throat when I tried to speak. She doesn't get bullied at school, does she? I asked, the words vague into my own ears like the distant rumble of an earthquake. Oh, maybe this is a reaction to something that happened in the character's childhood.
Oh, this is spicy.
Ooh.
Not in a sexy way. The silence was so thick that I could hear the muscular strain of Joanne swallowing. She sighed. It felt icy. No, yes. Sorry. She sighed and it felt icy, pondering. No, Brian, she half whispered. I asked her almost every day. Trust me.
Sounds like there's some tension here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a feeling like, okay, this mother doesn't want to admit there's something wrong, potentially wrong with their kid, or that they suspect something's wrong and the kid's not talking to them. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Give me just...
Go ahead.
Cat wrangling.
Freaking Ezra?
See, I'm not the bad kid.
No, Ezra's the bad kid.
Normally he's so well behaved.
Normally, but you turn your back on a cat for a second and
Yeah.
I get it.
He's like jumping up into all these places that he shouldn't be. Okay, I think he's settled. All right. And then we have a break.
Yes, there's a page break. Okay, so our protagonist is Brian. That's just now. This is about the life of Brian.
Everybody, welcome to the stage, Brian.
The funny enough, this is the reason why Brian makes me laugh is because I remember when I think we were like teenagers, my sister and I were in Las Vegas, and we once saw like these group of like drunk women pulling a guy along, and I was like, do you think one of them is basically like, come on, Brian, we're gonna have fun? And that just made my sister laugh so hard.
Just the emphasis on, come on, Brian.
I just pull the name out of my ass, and then anytime I say, come on, Brian, my sister thinks that's funny.
That's amazing. Well, the funny thing is I see the name Brian for some reason, and I think if there was a Monty Python sketch where in response to an interview, just goes, well, Brian, and then like goes into something, sometimes pauses in a weird, just, well, Brian, long pause, and then the joke. But I don't know.
There's
weird.
Life of Brian. That's probably more associated with Monty Python.
But there was also a sketch like that too. But it wasn't Life of Brian. Anyway.
Last week was my 27th birthday, so my coworkers threw a little party for me. My work buddy Charles snuck in some Burnett's Blue Raspberry vodka. He knows that I love the stuff in my sodas.
Unfortunately, none of my coworkers knew I was attending AA. Oh shit! I wasn't about to tell them I was though. So I took some and poured it in my Sprite until I was chugging the bottle with no more Sprite in it. How convenient that the universe decided my birthday was a Friday with a 3-day weekend ahead of me. So the next day, no one would bother me about throwing a vanilla birthday cake from Walmart into the trash can by Alexa's desk. How even more convenient that I could have a mini binge after failing to say no. In my dark house after 3 months of sobriety, I had forgotten the delicious warmth of drunken laughter and drunken tears while lying motionless on my twin-size bed. Oh shit!
Wow, this keeps taking a turn.
Yeah, this got dark quick.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. In the early Sunday afternoon, I was sober because all the alcohol was gone. I grabbed Anne's diary from its dusty spot in my bookcase with shaking hands. Joanne's words about Patricia sparking in my mind like firecrackers. The jitters in my nervous system made me drop the small teal book, causing one of its dollar store foam flowers to fall off the cover. I grabbed the little fake thing off the carpet, and while I put it back on with super glue, I finally decided to do what I should have done 11 years ago. Throwing some clothes and toiletries in my backpack, along with some random snacks from my cupboard, I was on the road.
I will. So far, this is making me curious.
Yeah, this is
Really good setup so far.
Yeah, very. It's got our attention.
Oh yeah.
There's some nice descriptions too, like small teal book causing one of its dollar store foam flowers to fall.
These are such good.
Like it gives like that sort of gives me a sense of like where this character comes from or what kind of lifestyle they might live. Same with like the cake from Walmart, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm not American, but I felt that in my soul.
Exactly.
Growing up vanilla cake from Walmart.
Oh God, yeah.
That sounds disgusting. It's ours.
It's
yes.
me. I drove north for a few hours until I was in southern Missouri, in a southern Missouri town where Joanne and I grew up. Driving through the snow with the sunlight dying quickly made me pissed at myself for doing the right thing at the worst fucking possible time. The worst time possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You're fine. You got this.
But maybe that was just so undeniably me, as Joanne would say. Your future marriage documents should come with a lifetime warranty, Brian, she joked once.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
He's in a really contentious relationship with his sister, clearly.
Yeah. Although, have you noticed she has a 6-year-old kid and she would go out with her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's little details like that actually say a lot about this person.
He drove north for a few hours and is in a southern Missouri town. So he's in the deep south.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was late afternoon by the time I arrived at a motel. The downtown area looked amazing every other time of the year, with its cute lampposts and little mom and pop shops. With the sky already dark over my head at 6:13 p.m. in that parking lot, my eyes felt heavy staring at the grimy snow. Grimy.
It's okay.
At the grimy snow as if it were cookies and cream thrown in the trash. Not a single star or white beacon of the moon could be seen. Another dimension. That's what my post-hangover anxiety told me, that the town was another dimension.
Ooh.
I love that paragraph. Grimy snow as if it were cookies and cream thrown in the trash.
This is like pure oxygen beef right here. Just chef kiss.
There's a lot of like the very mood, like a very good mood set, like, well, not like a good mood, but like the mood set in that paragraph alone, like I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Down the road where a bar was open, I saw some people walking together under the cozy glow of a street lamp. From yards away, I could see their breath clouding under it as well, momentarily jealous of their happiness. After realizing that I was staring like a creep, I went inside the motel and got my room to settle down for the night.
It wasn't until my head hit the scratchy pillow that a thought crossed my mind. Anne's mom might not even still be in town. Why would she? I was going to try and find her no matter what, but I felt a pang of guilt that my gut reaction was the belief she would be paralyzed in this little place just for me to come by and get assurance I was a good person deep down. Maybe. Eventually, my exhaustion overpowered those worrying thoughts. But I dreamt about an empty diner that was on fire, and I had no way out.
Okay, so there's a part of my brain that actually thought Anne, I don't know, this is just maybe my brain, maybe that auction thief could have chose a different name, but I thought like Anne was like his nickname for Joanne.
No.
But apparently Anne is a separate person. I don't know. I think maybe it's just my brain.
Now, I thought the same thing too, but now I realize Anne and Joanne are separate people.
Yeah, I mean, probably a different name to help separate it would be a little better.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I don't know. But then again,
But maybe that
I don't
maybe
know.
that-
I didn't think that. I do think that. Yeah, I think a different name than Anne would be easier. I didn't think it was Joanne's nickname because the authors or the narrator has already been referring to Joanne as Joanne.
As Joanne.
yeah.
mhm.
So,
I think
but I think it would help to like give that change one of those
right.
names.
Because
Although there might be a point to that too. We don't know yet.
True. We don't
Like
know
the
yet.
could be very deliberate naming convention for the oeuvre of the story, you know?
I've known a couple of Joannes actually. I have a grandmother named Joanne,
Mhm.
and I've known a couple of them to be nicknamed Anne for short occasionally,
Mm-hmm.
or Joe. So that's why my brain immediately went there. I just then it's not like, oh, how dare you? It's not like a terrible thing. It's just maybe a different name would be just
It might cause confusion. In which
Yes.
case, it did here
Yeah.
for a little bit. I thought maybe it was the nieces. It was the niece because of the description of that diary with the little flower.
Oh.
So I thought it was a child's. So I thought it was the niece. But now I think we're realizing it's someone from his childhood.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Which could also be a pretty nice parallel if that comes around. But if not,
Oh yeah.
Who just read?
Uh,
That was me.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's my turn. I woke up around 2 a.m. with a numbing headache. I went outside of the truck for the stash of Milwaukee's best ice I kept in there, just in case I relapsed and experienced withdrawal symptoms. 3 months sober meant that I was just craving it, but fuck it. After a couple after a couple beers and half paying attention to Bruce Almighty playing on the TV, the obnoxious noise of the movie really got to my patience, so I turned it off and got Anne's diary out of my backpack. My headache pulsed harder at the sight of the words to read, but I pressed on. Clumsy teenage handwriting filled the page in one unbroken paragraph with the header of
Friday, April 6, 2007. Oof. Okay. Feeling HL.
I will say real quick too, this is in a different font.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say the reason I also think probably a different name than Anne is because every time I see Anne's diary, I think of Anne Frank.
Ooh.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, depending, we still don't know the full story, so maybe
Maybe Anne
decide
is
whether you want that association.
Yeah.
Okay. But oh man, 2007. I don't want to go back to 2007.
Oh my
All
god,
right.
we were in high school then.
We would have been graduating high school.
I was 11.
2007.
Oh, that's right.
Guys, we're
Well, I mean, I graduated high school in 2008, so
I was like,
Oh, that's right, 'cause you're
just-
young.
Started high
Yeah, yeah.
school.
I was just starting college properly.
I graduated in 2007. So today was not fun at all. Bruce, Lila, and I went to Starbucks after school though, which was really fun because Lila let me share an earphone and we listened to music. It's weird because at school she doesn't really talk to me, and that does make me feel bad, but I can tell she's nice and we both like My Chemical Romance. Mom-
2 exclamation points.
2 exclamation points. Mom tells me, right? Okay.
Yep.
Mom tells me everyone makes mistakes, so I won't be mad. My painting of flowers growing out of my heart got an A in art class, but it's easy to get an A even, right?
yeah,
Ever?
Even if you
Even.
even.
Okay. The font.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because I think it's Layla.
Or it could be Lila.
It could be well,
Layla.
Layla.
There's
Layla.
different ways you could pronounce it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Lila.
But it's easy to get an A even if you scribble. Oh, okay, sorry. See, I thought ever, and I thought that was a period. Okay, I don't like this font. But it's easy to get an A even if you scribble like a 5-year-old. A lot of kids are only in that class for a credit, especially the seniors, and they are so mean when people actually try. It's not fair. One of the seniors said he was going to burn my art in all caps. They laughed before saying sorry, crying. Oh my god, children. There, you happy?
Our child
So
is being
sorry.
obnoxious too.
They laughed before saying sorry. Crying in front of people like that burns hotter than fire. Sometimes I wish I could never ever cry then. Then no one could get to me or make me feel sad. Also, the reason today actually fucking sucked was because Asher and his friends cuts off.
Oh, nice.
I a recommendation for like writers: don't use a different font if possible.
Yeah, it's fine for me, but I can understand like where the struggle is, honestly.
Visually, I don't mind it.
I think it adds
Just make
something to
sure-
the story itself.
Yeah, because
That's
they're
true.
going for like visually, you want that feeling of like, oh, we're looking at the diary page, and if it's handwritten, it might be a little difficult to read. I'm okay with it.
clumsy, and it's described as clumsy teenage handwriting,
That's
so it does.
true.
I'm
the
fine
font
with
works
it.
to that effect.
Okay,
The
that
fact
makes
that I like struggled to read it, like, just kind of adds to. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
Also, I
true.
just struggle reading out loud, so like that was gonna
That's true.
happen regardless.
It is listed as clumsy teenage handwriting. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I nearly sneezed at the small dust cloud that puffed into my nostrils when I slammed the book shut. Another foam flower fell off, and I grabbed the glue to carefully reattach the tiny decoration to its proper place. In a moment, the book was safely in my backpack once more. The sight of Asher's name caused barbed wire to twist in my stomach with a tug that was malicious. Did he still live here? The realization I could be near him made my whole body convulse, like I was being touched with those things paramedics use to shock someone when their heart flatlines or whatever.
Damn, that's a good paragraph.
I actually really love this detail of like that he will glue the flowers back on,
Mm-hmm.
because it speaks volumes to like he holds this thing like it's sacred to him, like he needs to keep it intact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically. Oh man. Scrambling to get under the thin bed sheets, I hugged myself in the fetal position, trying to fall asleep. Eventually, I would have to, because if I was going to give Anne's mom a single courtesy, it was going to be me as fresh and presentable as I could manage.
I managed to sleep for another few hours. By 8 a.m., I had showered and got all my shit out of the motel room so I could sit down in a Waffle House, probably looking homeless with my heavy coat, backpack, and eye bags. Every couple of minutes, the actual reason I was in town would go through my mind, but honestly, I don't know how much time I wasted just watching traffic. While I do believe it's a little pretentious, there is something very beautiful about the cascade of headlights down a busy street when the sky is grey and you know other people are just as stressed as you are. That is so true.
Yeah.
The third time the waitress came by to refill my coffee, however, I knew I had to get a move on.
I still knew.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I was just going to comment. Basically,
Go-
this is good. I'm basically praising it.
There's a lot of beautiful imagery that me as like a visual thinker, I'm loving it.
Yeah, me
Mhm.
too.
Yeah,
This is beautifully
same.
written.
I knew the route to the lower middle class residential area because I had a few friends from there in high school and I would drive over to hang out. I lived near the bottom of a big hill, older houses distinctly unique from one another, ragged wooden patios, yeah. Ragged wooden patios decked out with wind chimes and plants and little glass knickknacks. Nature and architecture fought for the dominance in those neighborhoods, with concrete and fences twisted around by the strength of tree roots like bulging discs in a spine.
I've been to places like this. This is good.
Yeah. Sorry. Anne's house was where it had always been. After a leisurely drive of only 10 minutes from the Waffle House, it was nestled ever so comfortably between two homes that were both 2 stories. It was painted in the blues of an American dream. Navy blue roofing, baby blue walls, all trimmed with white paint that was cracking and aged and not an accurate portrayal of its prime. The road was pretty narrow, so I parked in the clearing between the asphalt and the trees. It kind of helped there was no sidewalk, and found myself opening up Anne's diary once more. There was, in fact, an old Chevrolet truck parked in the makeshift driveway that was vaguely familiar, so I had to mentally prepare myself for walking up those steps.
Slowly, I opened the book to a page. Thursday, January 15th, 2009. Not sure how I am feeling. Today, when I was walking to school, I took some pictures of the trees with my camera. All the leaves are gone. It's sad they always live such short lives, giving us so many colors before they disappear on the wind, and we wait for the new ones.
I don't know what's going on with me lately. I can do it.
Okay, go
Okay.
for it.
We'll
So
all
is
read
it-
the letter.
I gotta say the writing, now that they're broken into paragraphs, you can tell it's been a couple
Yeah.
years, the writing has gotten better.
2009, 2
Mhm.
years.
Yeah, 2 years later.
I don't know what's going on with me lately. I've stopped dreaming at night, and this week I've ditched school twice, and I can't know. No, sorry. And I know that school is going to tell my mum, and I'm freaking out. But I can't fucking stand Archer and Brian. My brain
Oh.
stops. it just fucking stops when I'm around them and their little group of frat boys in training.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
The day before I ditched the first time Brian sat down next to me. Sorry, the day before I ditched the first time Brian sat down next to me at lunch, out of fucking nowhere, he threw away my food. He took my tray and threw it in the trash, and it was the funniest thing ever to him. I was sitting alone and no one saw. I told Layla about it, and she said that was weird because it was also his birthday today. Was bothering me a gift to himself?
What the fuck?
Whoa.
I cried again. I cried and I freaked out and came really close to punching that asshole in the face. He was nice in middle school and I liked him back then. But the past 2 years, he's been just messing with me nonstop. What is his problem? He'd be super cute if he wasn't so awful. Now, the interesting part is, first, if she hates him this much, why does he have her?
This is intriguing. Oh boy. Is he doing that? I nearly closed the book again as the cringing feeling once more threatened to burn my insides. Breathing deeply, I continued.
That's a weird thing for me to say, that he's cute, but I know he terrorizes me all the time. Remember when I said I don't actually know what's going on with me lately? Well, yesterday, Brian actually walked up to me when I was walking to school, and he seemed really sorry about being a shithead to me and asked me out to Sandy's sandwich place downtown. I was dumbstruck. My brain said yes, while the rest of me said no, if that makes any sense at all. But maybe he'd turned over a new leaf.
There's the title.
Oh.
I'm like wondering, oh no, is it a setup where like they're gonna humiliate her?
Oh no.
That's my worry too.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
The pages had aged poorly. They didn't bend very well, and the edges had a sickly yellow tinge. When I gently closed the book and checked for any more fallen foam flowers, it finally dawned on me that Anne's mom might be wondering why some random black Toho was parked by her house. So I tried to grow a pair and get out of the car.
Each step going up to the porch creaked heavily under my boots. There were many empty flower pots that indicated a much more lively setting later in the year, but right then it was like a little cemetery. I wasn't expecting Anne's mom to answer so quickly after I knocked. The person who opened the door after my knuckles barely tapped the wood was almost what I imagined Anne would look like as an older woman. The world disappeared underneath me, but to her, I was some weird dude on her front porch, looking like a haggard mess.
Hello? A honey-coated southern drawl asked me. Nervous and straightforward at the same time, I could have sworn their voices were the same. While I, Brian, immediately disassociated and my self-defense mode of proper social function took over, she added, can I help you?
Yes, I coughed out, keeping Anne's diary close to my chest, past the thick fabric of my winter jacket. Opal Winston? My name's Brian Mulberry. Her green eyes were questioning me, but her mouth was twitching into a half-assed smile that reflected how odd I was being and just how little she knew about what was happening. Her red hair was held up in a messy bun, with some strands pulled over old and worn, grieving shoulders that once stood high when she and Anne sold homemade donuts at the school fundraiser. Opal's square face was roughly sculpted, with the types of lines that you get from stress made worse from what seemed like cigarettes. I noticed the strong smell of fully flavored L&Ms rolling out the door.
This is so fucking good, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm immersed.
Yes, absolutely. I love this is how you know.
Yeah.
Can't say I know who you are, she said cautiously, her eyebrows furrowing as she crossed her arms and leaned against the doorframe. The words felt like a lie, since I thought I could see something flicker in her eyes the more she looked at me. A puzzle was falling into place. It's cold as hell out here. What do you want?
For a moment, my anxiety intensified so harshly that my vision blurred. I was able to keep myself from passing out on the woman's porch, but I knew I was visibly shaken when I presented Opal with the little diary. In the January air, I was still sweating under my coat, and I was so uncomfortably cold.
What is that? Opal said, words lost to her as her face fell at the sight of the little foam flowers. Green eyes lost their middle-aged wisdom, only to be replaced with a childlike fear that was so horribly confusing.
My words rolled over each other like a pathetic sputter of a shitty lawnmower. Anne and I were classmates, I said, still presenting the teen diary in my 27-year-old hands to a terrified woman. I know I'm a piece of trash. Sorry, won't do it, but...
Tension. A crack sounded in my head like nothing I'd ever heard before. In a few seconds that felt like an eternity, I realized Opal had slapped me across the face.
Oh shit.
And took the book, and the book was out of my hands, and somehow my head didn't hit any garden gnomes or baby angels when I fell on the porch. Blinking, the world slowly rotated back into place while Opal cussed at me at a much greater speed.
You little shit, she spat. I looked up, and the wrath of a mother done wrong hovered above me. She could barely control her breathing with her hair falling out of place, anger strong enough to protect the sadness underneath it all. Now I fucking remember. She liked you despite your chicken shit behavior.
I know.
Oh my God.
I started as if explaining my logic would fix anything. I know she did. I didn't know she was going to do that. My hands weren't holding me up very well when the very, very real memory of Anne sitting in the diner with a diary popped into my brain. That smile ready to forgive me for everything made me sick. I didn't know.
Jesus Christ, Opal snarled. Her hands balled up into fists, but she didn't strike me again. Something happened in her posture and she deflated into a tired-looking person she was a minute ago. Before she held her face in her hands, I caught a glimpse of painful, uncontrollable tears. Her husky voice was nearly impossible to discern. Why the fuck? You came to my house with this bullshit.
Oh, sorry. No, if you want to go.
No, you can.
Okay.
I'm being good.
We're polite here. We let each if you want it, okay, I'll take it.
Are you sure? You can go. Yeah, you can.
You're good.
Sobs were radiating through Opal's body so badly that I wanted to call an ambulance, but I didn't move. She spoke through them in a high-pitched cry that felt like nothing at all but the torn nerves of brand new loss before the numbness settled in. I found her. Didn't see her that day, just found her. You're gonna leave, Opal stated after a heavy swallow, with a weight to her voice like she had a gun to my head.
Oh shit.
That's strong.
Yeah.
Her eyes peeked at me through her fingers like it was the click of the revolver. Leave and don't think you have any say about a goddamn thing. Okay, that's
a fucking
that was
powerful
great.
paragraph.
Holy shit.
I love that imagery so much.
That hits hard. Like, whoa.
Oh my, that is an amazing paragraph. Holy shit. I think that's my favorite paragraph so far in this whole goddamn story.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's only 3 lines, but that had so much power in it.
Oh yeah.
And definitely the buildup that we've had leading up to that adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My breathing stopped. During the trip, I'd had a foggy image of forgiveness, a cute little delusion of a sad lady who would hug me and thank me and tell me everything was going to be okay. It kept popping into my head. It even happened right there where we were both useless sacks of flesh on the floor. I'd done nothing, absolute fucking nothing, except show up and ruin a person's day, obviously. When Opal went back to crying by herself, I slowly stood up and didn't want to go back to my...
And didn't wait.
And didn't wait to go back to my car. The best goodbye I could give her was no goodbye at all.
I made a straight shot for the highway when I turned the keys in the ignition. Anne's diary was out of my possession for the first time in 11 years, and my blood was screaming hot rage at me for a fifth of whiskey. But I managed to drive through it. A Mean Bean Monster energy drink from a gas station definitely helps.
In 2009, the $20 Asher gave me for setting up the fake date with Anne with a few bottles of Burnett's Blue Raspberry Vodka after getting lucky with a fake ID in a liquor store miles from home.
Oh my God.
Back then, I was too pussy to drink it, but it really came in handy when the news got out that Anne was dead only 3 days after she ran out of that diner. You could tell by its personalization that it was something so personalization, is that the word?
Yep, that's the word.
Mhm.
You could tell by its personalization that it was something so sacred to her, and yet she was in so much distress she forgot when a stupid boy took her for a fool. I had even forgotten that I took the diary until a week passed, and it got my attention from the little corner of my bookcase.
Oh man.
Holy fuck. What a dick.
It was the best feeling in the world to get home. The adrenaline in my system from the entire day had caramelized into absolute fatigue. Which I'm like the word caramelized in that.
What a, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I felt seep from my bones once I laid out on my couch. My head hurt even more when I wasn't doing anything to distract myself from the pain. For a few minutes, I stared up at the ceiling, making yet another wistful decision to never drink again, as if that weren't a sick fucking joke.
Jesus Christ.
I laughed, and laughed some more because it, in fact, was a sick fucking joke. Boys and men, which I might be, will find anything funny after all. It's just the way I am.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Fuck.
Whew.
That was good. It didn't go too far. It definitely described a lot of pain. Holy shit.
That was really good.
Like, oh my God.
Great word choices, great pacing.
Very.
This is Oxygen and Thief is really good at these very like quiet, subtle horror stories. Like this is very human and
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call this to me isn't horror, but it is what you said, very human.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's almost like
it's so good.
More so dread than anything else.
Yeah.
This whole time you were
Yeah.
dreading knowing what happened because like in the back of your mind, you know what happened, but you don't want that to be the thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like we pieced it together and we knew it was coming, and in a way that kind of like adds to the dread.
Yeah.
I also appreciate the fact that this is, if you go to the I can't remember, there is a website where it says like, if you're going to use suicide in a story, here's some rules to use so it doesn't make like influence others to want to do the same, or like it's a safe way to do so.
Yeah.
And one of them is don't show how it happened, don't say how it happened, and that's what it does. We don't know anything. We just we don't know. We don't need to know the details. The horror of what happened is just the horror of what happened, and
or really the horror of like what it's left these people in.
Yeah,
because like what I'm really loving about this is like there was no resolution for either of these characters.
No, and
it was just this moment of like of pain, another added moment of pain in their lives.
Yes.
I have to say, this was phenomenal. And like if this podcast and like anything we've done with creative horror, it like helped like push to this exist in the world. If we had like any like even if it was just like influence. Oh well, this makes me want to write, and this is a result of that, like I am like all of our work is like worth it.
100%. 100%. Like this is like knowing that this is like a culmination in a weird way, but like but I think Oxygen said it great themselves. Like our dumb show, like knowing that our dumb show has helped bring something, help people feel compelled to write and help people feel like their work is being read and being, taken, if being joked about, but also taken seriously. This is why I am so glad we've made that shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've made that shift from poking fun at creepypasta stories to taking submissions and giving feedback and actually, well said, Gracie. Gracie took the words right out of my mouth.
I mean, we're still being shitheads and having a good time, but
that's
but the fact that we get to read amazing works like this that we probably wouldn't be able to read anywhere else.
Yeah.
Is astounding.
It's special that something like this was kind of presented to us first, and I am like amazed and grateful, and I genuinely appreciate the effort you put into this, Oxygen Thieves. And I want to stress too, everyone who's ever submitted a story to us and said you have my permission to read our story, I am genuinely grateful to all of you, every single one of you. And what regardless of what we said about the story, every single story is appreciated. Every single story is worth talking about, and every single work that we've read hopefully has brought some sense of joy and some sense of feedback that you find valuable, whether you submitted the story or whether you're just a listener.
Like ultimately, like Creative Harvest's goal is to just be like a constructive place or like a motivational place to give authors or creators, storytellers a push to explore, tell stories, to create things, and if like we can do that for someone, it means the world to us, and it like feels really great to like get to then see that content. So any story that's submitted, anytime you interact with us, just like sharing the things that you've created, it really makes everything worth it.
Isn't this a first draft too? It did not?
Yeah. They said it was first draft.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
This is a solid first draft. I'm not sure what, other than a couple of minor things, I'm not sure what I would change.
The only two things I might change, and it's not even, well, one of them is necessary. I did see one little typo, but that's it. Like that's an easy change or easy fix. I can't remember where it was, but I saw like a little typo, but that's fine. And maybe going with a different name of maybe changing Joanne's name. I don't know, but that could just be my brain. It's not necessary at all. Like you could just keep Joanne.
I mean, like for me, it kind of, maybe if it was a little more overt, but I personally loved the fact that like it was Anne, and then this niece that he has a connection with is Joanne, and he saw that like there was this distance with her, and he was like, oh shit,
actually,
is that happening to her?
Well, the sister is Joanne. The niece didn't get named.
The niece is Patricia.
Oh, Patricia, that's right.
Patricia, that's right.
So yeah, I think maybe changing Joanne's name. Yeah, maybe changing Joanne's name. But again, it's not like a necessary thing. It's not going to ruin the story at all. This is just my brain, basically, and it's only because
changing it to like Anna might help.
Anna might help. Yeah,
yeah, like putting an A at the end just to have like a little bit of distance.
But then again, I'm the type of writer where like if I name my characters, I basically will try to make sure like each character's name has a different letter at the front, just because to make it easy on me. Like it's like, okay, I named this character Dylan. I need another letter character. I need to not name a character with the that's name starts with a D anymore. So, but that's just me. So
I get it. Woo! Wow. We don't really do the freshness ratings as much anymore, but like certified fresh, organic.
Stamp fresh completely.
This is
like Wagyu beef quality.
This is like freshly picked out of the garden.
This is like they just stuck it in the sink, washed it off, and handed it to you.
Yes.
After pulling it from the rich soil.
That's the thing too, because like going back to the beginning of the story, because like when we were first reading it, it was like, oh no, is there something wrong with the niece? But now it feels more like, oh, it's somebody dealing with trauma. Is this person dealing with trauma of their past actions? And it's so good.
Yeah. Well, it's foreshadowed so well, but without giving too much away.
It's more like this moment with his niece basically reminded him of Anne and realized, this is something I should probably do.
I feel like it maybe more so, like I got the impression more like this is a constant thing.
Yeah.
And even in like just the interactions with his niece as a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, you can interpret it in different little ways, but like I am so excited for the future of this writer.
Every Oxygen Thief story we've read has been one that I've very much enjoyed, honestly. Like I think they are very talented, and the fact that they keep coming to us for feedback is a really nice thing. I'm glad. I mean, it feels like this nice mutual energy exchange at this point.
Mm-hmm. and that's what we love. That's what we want to cultivate.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Is creators supporting creators.
I mean, that's the reason I think I love creative horror so much, as like also somebody who's been listening since the beginning,
Mhm.
is that it was very much like a space where people could feel heard and have their stories be heard, especially now, rather than it just getting swallowed up by the internet and a couple people going, oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
You know, like
Mhm.
actual people getting to like hear the story and having access to things that they would have never have looked for.
For sure. Oh my gosh.
Um,
I'm glad. I'm glad. And I'm also glad to hear that, feedback from you, Naru. It's like, God, it took us way too long to get you in on a regular episode. So thank you so much for joining us.
We'll bring you back. We'll absolutely bring you back for more.
Oh, I'm going to be here all the time now. You'll never get rid of me.
Oh no, this
There will be a Naru shaped shadow in the corner of our eyes all the time.
Exactly. You guys will be reading and you'll be like, do you feel watched right now? That's me.
Do you smell shrimp?
Only on the Barbie.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm such an asshole. Trust, if you're allowed to say, do I smell surf wax if I or what's something that's very California?
Is that well, I was gonna say if
Do
you wanna
I
go...
smell Hollywood producers?
Oh no.
Do I smell Axe body spray?
Oh god.
I'm trying to think of a general American stereotype.
Does that smell like hot dogs? And shame?
I smell pizza pie.
I'm sorry, that was a horrible accent. I'll never do it again.
No, that's great.
Let me
It was
come back.
That was wonderful.
Is there other than Chicago, is there another place that called pizza pie?
Maybe in New York.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
See, I hear it in like American media all the time, so I just assume that's what you guys call it.
Oh,
Pizza
no.
pie.
No, we just call it pizza.
Or at least we do.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want a large pie? What? A pizza? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Basically, it's also an excuse that on March 14th, when it's Pie Day, it's like, oh crap, I can't get a real pie. I guess I'll get some pizza. That kind of counts as a pie, right?
Yeah.
Nah, you should get meat pies.
Oh, I want
Ooh.
meat pies.
Can we get
I
a
wish that
shepherd's
was
pie?
more of a thing here.
They're so good. You guys just need to come to Australia. We'll get
Yeah.
I
some
would love
pies.
to come
We'll
back.
hang. It'll be great. Yes, come back.
I'll come back.
Don't come
and-
during summer. It's horrible.
Well, I won't come now then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is their
Very
summer
hot
right now.
lately.
That's
That's right.
Yeah.
I do we give the whole creative horror spiel? Like, if you like what you hear, please
Oh, yeah.
listen to other podcasts.
We've got some actually. Normally I would list off the podcast too, but I'm serious this time. Abby and Alan have been cooking up something.
Yes.
Said is privy to it because Said is in the background of this.
I am
And-
helping produce and edit, but I
Okay.
actually have a little promo for you guys. So stay tuned to the end of the episode.
Ooh. We'll leave it at that for now. That's wonderful.
Also,
This episode is coming out on Tuesday.
I know. I'm literally going to be working on it after we finish recording.
Okay, sounds good.
just make sure to
Just
send
getting it done as fast as possible.
if you finish it before by Monday evening, just send it to David.
Okay.
And yeah, go to creativehorror.com and check that out. Also,
Join the discussion. We have a YouTube channel as well. You can check
Submit
that
your
out.
stories.
oh yeah, submit your stories.
You can email us at midnightmarinara@gmail.com.
You can also email creativehorrorwriting@outlook.com.
You might send them to both just to be safe. I do get all the submissions except that one time during the contest when 4 of them disappeared inexplicably. So maybe send them to both just to be safe, or one or the other. We'll be keeping tabs. Don't worry. Thanks once again to Oxygen Thief for the submission. Thank you all for listening. If you like what you hear, word of mouth does help a lot. We appreciate any feedback you could give. If you could leave us a like if it's on YouTube, or a rating and a review if you're on Apple Podcasts, or anything helps at this point to help get us out there. We want to keep growing. We've been doing this for how long has it been now? Since 2014. 8 years, almost 8 years. We've been doing this show now, and it's been I don't plan on stopping it anytime soon. So Yeah, I want to see it keep going. I want to read more what people have to say, and I want to keep giving slightly doofy but hopefully very earnest feedback. So yeah, anything you can do on that end that helps, we definitely appreciate it. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Midnight Marinara, which is the home of both the Midnight Marinara and UCA Patreons. That's where you can go and listen to Choice Drags. We have a lot of those now, and a lot of other content from the older runs of UCA and Midnight Marinara.
Also, if you sign up for Patreon or like you donate $1, then you can also be part of the Discord channel as well.
Oh yes, you can join us there too.
We occasionally have movie nights
and other fun discussions.
Shenanigans.
Absolute shenanigans ensue over there.
And they are also the first to know about like upcoming episodes or contests or
yes,
streams. If we're planning a stream, they're usually the first to know.
We often use their feedback to plan what we want to do next too. So yes, so you want to be part of the discussion? Join us there.
Join us.
Why are we whispering?
This isn't ASMR.
No.
Oh no.
We have to have Alan here for that.
Alan's very good at that.
UCA ASMR, new like sub channel.
Gotta talk to Alan about that.
In the 2020s, a pandemic crippled the world. Some panicked, some denied it. These two guys stayed home, drank, and watched movies. These are the Jaymeson Tapes.
We just watched a movie.
I hesitate to call it a movie and more of a feast for the senses. And I know we're calling this the Jaymeson Tapes. You're probably wondering why we didn't start with the Poughkeepsie Tapes.
You know what? No, I'm not going to say it. We'll get there.
No, officer, she closed herself in the Iron Maiden. Up until this point, it's been a very standard B-horror movie. We were more just confused by everything.
What? What's happening? About what the theme of this snuff photo shoot was?
What up, it's your boy, Hawaiian Pirate Snuff Shoot.
We get to the sudden shift in tone of the film.
This is where the movie just, it devolves into madness.
Do we want to talk about it? Do we want to talk about it now? We have to talk about the spider room.
And like, you think that's the apex, but no, we're just getting started with the murder. What drink do we think encapsulates this movie?
If we could make our own cocktail to encapsulate this.
You know what? It's just a pint of grenadine.
Okay, let me go down a list of our tortures. And then, I don't know, 20 more minutes of the titty slicer, whatever.
If you want to see an exercise on blowing your load too early, watch the last third of this movie.
No. He shows up in the black robe at this point.
Oh, you're right. It's falling faster.
Yeah.
He's getting another hand undone. Great. Falling faster. Oh, he's on the last leg. Oh, it's almost there.
Some appropriate music and cuts can build some tension here, but nope.
No tension, because no expectation.
None tension. I can't stall talking about the spider room anymore. I really blew my wad on the spider.
I didn't see how you did that, because I was crying.
I take back everything. This is the fucking best.
Oh my god. How are we going to explain this? I can't explain this.
Let's do a whole other cocktail.
We're
dropping a shot of absinthe into Prosecco.
Holy fuck.
Also, just look at the spider.
We're not done with the spider scene.
We're not done with the spider scene. It's a big empty room with a bunch of strings
that are meant to simulate spider web.
And at the end of it, the girl in the Hawaiian bikini is
strung up, and there's this puppet spider.
It's a robot spider.
It is the best thing I've seen.
Oh my god.
I am not drunk enough for this yet.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinara, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.